Good evening, good night. What's up, Derek? How you doing? Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets, presented, of course, by the Houston Roundball Review. I'm going to be honest with you, family. Derek, you especially. We're going to talk about the Rockets' 111-104 win over the woeful Suns, the depressing Suns. But who cares about the Suns? Because it's going to be a great pick for the Rockets in the upcoming draft this summer. Rockets improved to 41-25. Jalen Green, great night for Jalen Green. 29 points, efficient, 8 for 16 from the floor. He got to the free throw line, 10 for 11 from the foul line. Love that. 7 boards, 4 assists, only 2 turnovers. Alperen Şengün, 20 points, 7 for 7 from the floor, 1 for 1, 3, 5 for 6 from free throw line. He did have 5 turnovers, but he had 7 dimes, 4 boards. A win. Rockets, another win. They're winning, but it's a 4 in a row for them. But y'all carry me through. Derek, carry me through as you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. I didn't watch much of the game. I watched second half. I was finishing up a show for tomorrow for the takeover at noon on the Roundball Review and via BS3. But what I saw, I missed the little get together, the discussion of philosophy of life between Steven Adams and Mr. Plumlee late in the second quarter, which resulted in both of them getting tossed. But man, oh man, what I saw, Phoenix, their defense is just, their chemistry is non-existent. They're not on the same page. They have what? How many games they got left in the season? They're playing out the string. And they look like it. They, just like the Rockets, they played a total of 66 games, so they got 16 more to go. They'll be counting that 1, 2, 3 Cancun, man, because boy, if you're a Suns fan, oh well. this show is not for you. We're talking Houston Rockets post-game style. Derek, I'm ready for March Madness. I was watching some conference tournament games, men and women. So Rice Owls women lose in the conference title game tonight. I was looking at KU and UCF, a little bit of that. So Colorado beat West Virginia. So Colorado will face the Cougars tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock Central Time. And we'll have our Let's Rage Cougs post-game show after that, Thursday afternoon here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. But tell me what you saw about the Rockets. Rockets win. What are your thoughts on it? They're doing what they should do, as Solo chimes in, that they did not play with their food. They're beating teams they're better than. That's what matters. That's the bottom line. That's what counts. Oh, we kind of touched on it Monday. He didn't play a lot, Derek. Your man, Cam Whitmore. He got 5.5 minutes tonight. 0 for 5 from the floor, including 0 for 2 from 3. What are your thoughts on that? Jabari came off the bench, played 33 minutes. Uncle Jeff played 6.5. And Holiday played almost 13 minutes. Jock Landale played 9 minutes. But y'all's favorite reserve, Cam Whitmore, played 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Did not score. What do y'all think about that? We said to June, how are you doing? Missed you on Monday's show. June says doesn't like KD. He's not playing defense at all. He's just standing there. June, he's checked out, man. He's like the rest of the team. He's not going to the playoffs. He would be a different player if he was on a Rockets or was on a team competing for the playoffs. The chemistry is not there between him and And the coaching staff, him and Bud, he's got 16 games to go. And he'll be 1-2-3 Cancun. But again, I say, you're not alone in your not wanting Kevin Durant. We kind of touched on it again Monday. A lot of Rocket fans prefer getting Devin Booker rather than KD. But I'll say this. It's a cop-out, but I'll say this. If the Rockets lose in the first round, or not even that, but if it's first round and Ime Udoka says after that first round elimination to Rafael, I want KD. Make it happen. It's going to happen. Okay. That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. If the organization believes they're a veteran away, a sniper away, they're going to do it. With tonight's win, they won 4 in a row. They're still in 5th, but they're only a game and a half out of 2nd. And right now, the Nuggets are losing to Minnesota. So if the Nuggets lose, then Rockets will only be a game out of 2nd. 4 teams are separated by basically a game. Denver, 42-23. Memphis, 42-24. Lakers, 40-23. Rockets, 41-25. But, Derrick says Cam has to show he wants to be out there. Let's talk about Cam. Let's talk about Cam Whitmore. He got 5 minutes tonight, 5.5 minutes, 5 shots. Did not make a shot. I think he only had 1 rebound. Yep, 1 rebound, 1 steal. He was -10 for the game. Holiday was -11. So is that an issue going forward for the summer? He's behaving like he doesn't want to be a Rocket. And Ime's like, well, I'm going to give you a chance. Do with that chance what you want to, and then based on what you do, will determine your minutes going forward for the rest of the season. Ime's not going to baby Cam. This is professional. This is the pros. I'm going to tell you what I expect from you game in, game out. I'm going to tell you what I expect from you in practice. What you need to do to get more minutes. If you don't do it, that's a you problem. So, and you being Cam Whitmore, that's on him. About a natural ability, natural talent. No, what's the NBA players? NBA has had players who had natural talent, natural ability, on and on, but just didn't get it done. Did not want to get it done. Did not want to put in the time. Did not want to do little things to get minutes. Move on. I don't feel sorry for him. He's a pro. He's being paid like a pro. He needs to act like a pro. Amit, thank you for your comment. He is correct. Let me change this a little bit about LP's stat line. Clean it up just a bit here. But yep, 20 points, 7 for 7 from the floor, including 1 for 1 from 3, 5 for 6 from a free throw line. He did have 5 turnovers though. So he's gotta do better there. Gotta clean up those turnovers. He's gotta do that. He's averaging 5 turnovers a game like the last 6-7 games. So he's got to be better there. Dylan Brooks. He's becoming a reliable offensive threat, perimeter threat. 19 points, 8 for 14 from the floor overall, 2 for 5 from 3. Did not do much on the rebounding, only had 1 board. So he had 1 rebound more than us, and we didn't play. Tari Eason got the start. 15 points, 6 for 13 overall from the floor, 2 for 5 from 3, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 assist. Fred VanVleet back in the lineup, back in the starting lineup, 10 points, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. Fred being Fred. And Fred being Fred, Rockets only had 9 turnovers. Only 9. But goodness gracious, the Suns scored 18 points off those 9 turnovers. Usually coaches are happy if it's a little above 1 point per turnover. It was 2 points per turnover night for Phoenix, and Phoenix still lost. So Tari and Jalen had 3 steals. Yep, they did their job. Jalen's playing well. Folks who want Jalen traded for Devin Booker, Jalen's playing well. He's doing more than just scoring. He's playing solid all-around basketball. Does this change y'all's minds? Some of y'all want him gone to Phoenix. So, I mean, that's for y'all. We can kick it around again. Oh, a name from the Let's Rage Cougs discussions is chiming in here. So that means this person is becoming a visitor supporter of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. And I'm speaking of none other than Not Too Complicated. What's the ceiling for the Rockets this year? Let the kinfolk, the LTHR kinfolk, chime in with their thoughts. Mine is the first. Well, it depends on who they play, but first round to me. Maybe get out of the first round, maybe get to the second, but that's about it. I don't see them getting to the conference finals this year. Nothing like that. But it really does depend on the matchups, who they face. When it was at one point looking like a 4-5 Lakers-Rockets matchup, nobody here on these discussions was picking. Well, no, that's not true. I think one person was picking the Rockets in that series versus the Lakers. If they played Memphis, that's the Rockets' best chance to advance past the first round. But I don't have. Hell, they've already exceeded my expectations. They got the 41st win after 66 games. They won 41 all of last year. So you think so, Amit, that they'll get 11 more wins out of these 16 remaining games? I mean, they could do it. They're beating up on the team they're supposed to beat. That's a plus. Dallas isn't great on Friday, so that should be another win. And then, I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to do, but doing a good job of winning without Amen Thompson. They did a decent job last couple of games without Fred VanVleet. So those are positives. Rockets face the Mavs this Friday on my birthday. Most likely that won't be a show. Friday. And then Saturday they face the Bulls. And then Monday they face the Sixers all at home. So that's 3 more wins. Rockets could have a 7-game winning streak. Go on the road, face Orlando. Orlando's offense is junior high level. They could win that game. And then they go to the Heat. The Heat struggling to close out games. Hell, Rockets have a 9-game winning streak. What do I think about that? It's amazing how the tables have turned. One too long ago, man, I don't know what Rockets going to do. Some of the fans on this show was like, at least first round and done. That's it. We're done. It's not going anywhere. Deverick says about Cam can't have this attitude if he plays for any other NBA team. He has to decide what he wants to do if he wants to play in the NBA. and stay in the NBA. Hopefully the light will come on for him somewhere else because I think he'll be traded in the summer. Derek, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'll be a spry 53 on Friday, March 14th. Share the same birth date with Steph Curry, Billy Crystal, Albert Einstein, Simone Biles, Quincy Jones. May he rest in peace. It's a good mix right there. And of course, some other people who I don't really care about. But anyway, those are 4 or 5 folks that I do respect and admire. But this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets once again improved to 41-25 this season with a 111-104 win over the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix is now 30-36 on the season. Ahmed, this is for you and June. Derek, your sister must be a good person as well. With that, complicated. So she's a Pisces also. So happy birthday to her. Wish her that for me. But if Hutton, thank you for chiming in as well. This is for everybody. Kind of kicked it around on Monday. If the Rockets win the lottery, get the first pick in the draft, surely you all agree they should draft Cooper Flagg, right? They get Cooper Flagg, then you guys, one by one, y'all be GM, y'all be Rafael. Who should the Rockets trade to improve the roster enough this next season to reach the conference finals, if not the NBA finals? Stephen, you and Derek were part of the conversation on Monday. Thank you for joining tonight's show as well. But if the Rockets win the lottery, win that Suns pick, draft Cooper Flagg, y'all be general manager. Who do you want? Who would you trade from the Rockets to whoever, Devin Booker, whomever, to acquire the players you believe will make them a legit threat next season to be one of the last 4 teams, if not one of the last 2 teams standing in the playoffs next year? Let me know your thoughts. Type them up. Let me see the comments. Give me your thoughts on it. That's a scenario. Not too complicated, says trade Jalen Green soon. All right. For who? Give me who you want. Who do you want in return? Are you in the group with the family? I'm gonna say the same thing. Trade Jalen Green. Damn, y'all are hard. Boy, y'all are harsh on Jalen. Boy. He's being consistent now. Talking about trading for Zion Williamson. H-Town's finest. So yeah, you guys will y'all tell them who you want to trade. You want to trade Jalen, but for who? Or is it whom? I don't know my English anymore. Who do you want in return for Jalen Green? Because as H-Town's finest asks, who plays shooting guard if the Rockets, y'all are general manager, trade Jalen? Well, okay, but if Hutton, who are you going to trade to Memphis for Triple J? I don't see Memphis doing that. See them getting rid of Ja before Triple J, but June is focusing on this year, these playoffs. saying the Rockets can beat any team in the playoffs if they shoot good in threes. That's a big if, because the Rockets have top 5 defense in this season. Only problem is turnovers. Well, 3-point shooting will be a question mark. It is a big question come playoff time. And I'm curious to see how the Rockets do in the playoffs once things slow down, have court offense. Once teams get more video, digital footage of the double bigs lineup of Alpi and Steven Adams, they'll make adjustments with that. I think teams will counter it in different ways. So, playoffs is a chess match. Each game in a series is its own entity. And that's why I'm looking forward to seeing how the young guys, the guys who've not been in the playoffs before, how they react and how they respond in these playoffs. Eighth-time's finest is going a little different than y'all. He says he will look to move Şengün before trading Jalen. All right. Well, H-Town's finest, I ask you like I asked your other relatives, LTHR kinfolk. Trade Şengün for who? Y'all will give me half of your trade proposal. Give me the other half. The great trade we had. Let's see. If Hutton says offer that draft pick with one more first, 2 seconds, Cam Jabari, Jeff Tate. Because the great trade proposal Monday to get Book involved Jalen and Cam and Jock Landale and a couple of picks to Phoenix for Devin Booker. You going to stick with that? That was a great trade proposal. It worked. I think it would work after July 1st because of the poison pill things. June says this, counters this, says Stone will not trade Jalen and Alpi because they are the first picks by him in rebuilding the Rockets. Your rationale is sound, is solid, it makes sense. But if there's a team out there going to give a better offer, Phil has to do it. I mean, if it makes the Rockets better, there's nobody I'm married to. Hell, if I was Trajan Langdon, and somebody gave me something for Cade Cunningham that made them better, by Cade, thank you very much. I don't know what that would be, but hell. Anybody can be traded. As we all learned not too long ago, anybody can be traded. Big Thrillo, how you doing, brother? He's bringing up a name that was brought up Monday, LaMelo Ball. Because who was it? One of our relatives mentioned that LaMelo wants to win and is tired of losing in Charlotte and wants out. And that'd have to be okay. Let's go with that. Well, I'm saying this. If you want a consistent shooter, it is for sure in 4 years. He is not Jalen. It's not Jalen. Salim, thank you for joining us. Şengün is playing much better as a passer. He must be retained. When Jalen plays well, then Houston almost always wins. What do you mean always wins? Not too complicated being funny. Trade Jalen a couple first-round picks and Jabari for Giannis. That's not happening. If Hutton says his point is maybe Phoenix wants Booker, Phoenix pick, and we could get Jaren. I mean, like, I have no problem with your proposal. I just believe Memphis is lining up to give Triple J a lot of money this summer. That might change, based on the offers they give, but I think they want to keep him. But I'm gonna say it because it rocked the NBA to its core. If Luka can be traded, anybody can be traded. Okay, so I'm not gonna say no to anything y'all say, because anything is possible. Of course, you may need another Nico Harrison, to help facilitate that trade, but still, But EF Hutton says doesn't believe teams want to give Supermax. I mean, that's some teams that will be a factor. And yeah, I agree with that. Thank you very much here. Lisa Fire, all of that name. Trade Jalen to Miami for who? Who do you want in return? And who do you think Pat Riley would trade to the Rockets for Jalen Green? Thrillo, Jalen's inconsistent shooting and low IQ is the reason he's been out on JG. He's playing better, right? Right? Isn't he playing better? Or is he playing better? He has all the tools. Agreed. I agree with that. Y'all are coming strong with the comments so far. So that is good for this. Or as simple as a correct bell. Simple as that. But here you're watching the post-game edition of Talking Rockets. Let's talk Houston Rockets. So, it's it didn't like this comment. It's about Jalen's basketball IQ. But let me say it and see if I can. Thrillo is not the only person. Let me see if I still have that comment. Let me see. Give me a moment. See if I still have it. Let me see. Because it's not just Thrillo. It's not just members of the folks who watch this show. This gentleman said it.
Didn't make the adjustments we had to at halftime. So without Jeff, it would have been, 30-13. And so we needed all these points, and he gave us a boost, but couldn't carry it over.
Coach, the Rockets have a young and talented team. What has been the biggest challenge in developing these players, and what aspects do you think will take them to the next level?
Consistent competitiveness and taking a jump in the IQ department.
Taking a jump in the IQ department. That's the head coach of the Rockets. Talking about his players, his younger players. So not just us. Edward, how are you doing? And basketball IQ, we've had discussion. We kick it around. It could be an eternal discussion. What side of the fence you are on the thought process of it? Can you improve your basketball IQ with more games under your belt, more playing experience, or you are what you are? You're born with it or not? I kind of believe you can improve it based on more games you play. But Edward says Cam needs a therapist. He might. Real talk, he might. So if that's the case, I can take back some of my criticism of him. But he needs to accept what the coaches want from him, expect from him, demand from him, as constructive criticism and then do that rather than pout and go through the motions and wonder why I'm not playing. Come on now. I mean, you're being told what you need to do to help the team, and then you don't do it. Stop wondering why you're not playing. Thrello being positive. Play, games, film study can improve IQ. Red, purple, and gold. Thank you for joining the discussion, asking about the Cougs. I think they can win the chip. They can win 6 games and cut down the nets in San Antonio. I think they can do that this year if they still healthy. They got good veteran leadership. And again, college basketball, the tournament is one and done. All you got to do is win by a point. Doesn't have to be pretty. You do not have to beat a team 3 times to advance, 4 times. It's one game. They're good enough to win 6 straight games. Space Sage, thank you for chiming in. Appreciate that. But you watched tonight's game. Tonight's Rockets win over Phoenix, 111-104. Let me know your thoughts on what you saw. Jalen Green, very, very good performance. 29 points. Efficient, 8 for 16 from the floor, including 3 for 6 from 3. He got to the free throw line. 10 out of 11 free throws, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And as I think June pointed out, he also had 3 steals. So he did a great job of stuffing that stat sheet and only had 2 turnovers. So he did his part. He's playing well. So if Jalen, how about if Jalen keeps producing numbers like this, Thrillo, anyone else who typed in to trade Jalen, if he plays like this, maybe not the 29 points, but the 7 rebounds, the 4 assists, minimal turnovers, do y'all still want to trade him? Or you don't think he'll do that game in, game out, and that's the reason why you want to trade him? What? Let's see. What? Not too complicated. What's the comment? Are you quoting Kobe with this? What is this? I hate it because it doesn't teach our players how to play the right way, how to think the game, how to play in combinations of threes. Who are you referring to? If Hutton says Rockets don't need to trade him in year 4, he's still better than most. And if Hutton, Thrillo, has a comment to my question, if Jalen would be consistent, it'd be nice, but history shows that you can count on that inconsistent play. How many games does he play with little to 0 to no free throws? Too many for my liking, for sure. LP, he had some nice passes. Those 5 turnovers. He had a nice behind the back pass, even though it looked like it kind of rolled off the Suns player and Tari finally got the ball. It looked good, though. Kobe about AAU basketball. Well, I'm old school, so me and AAU basketball. And I saw it. Hell, I saw Carmelo. Who did I see? I saw I won't even say. I'm old. And I'll be older on Friday. Ace Tom's Finest asked the question, is it easier to replace Green or Şengün? Response, Real Purple and Gold. Vikings fan, it's not easy to replace either one. If Hutton says Green, though, we just need to get extremely better where we can, and that's next to Alp. The double big lineup proved that. Ace Tom's Finest, thank you very much for the birthday wish. So time will tell. Rockets face the Mavs. Any thought on what I said earlier based on the Rockets' upcoming schedule? The Rockets could have a 9-game winning streak. They could. They're at 4 right now. Dallas at home on Friday. The Bulls on Saturday. The Sixers on Monday. And then at Orlando in their junior high offense. And then at Miami in their struggles in the fourth quarter at home. Do y'all believe, how likely do you think how likely is it, in your opinion, that the Rockets win these next 5 games for a 9-game winning streak? Nine in a row, 8-1, 7-2. It definitely better not be 4-5. Means they would lose 5 in a row in these upcoming 5 games. That'd be so disappointing if they lost 5 straight to these teams. That's not going to happen. Ace Towns Finest said he takes the under on that, so not 9-0. Space Age says it's possible, maybe 8-1. So we'll see how it plays out. I don't know. Real Purple and Gold says Miami's the only team the Rockets will struggle against. Thrillo says predicts 7-2. If no injuries after that 9 games, Amen will be back, hopefully. So they're playing better. What are your thoughts on Ime Udoka listening to his coaches on his staff and adding zone defense to the Rockets' defensive sets? Ime's big on, switching everything, but he listened to his coaches and sees the benefit of the zone. He sees the benefit of the double bigs. I think the double bigs works because of who's involved in it, Steven Adams and Şengün. It also works because of who they played lately, but that's not their fault. I'm curious to see how double bigs, the more teams have a chance to look at it, study it, plan for it, will it still be as effective and as impactful? Blizzard Man, this is true. Talking about the zone, Thrillo says it's been working and they need to practice it now just in case they need it in the playoffs. I think they will. Blizzard Man, thank you for this comment. Against low IQ teams, zone can be a good option. Yep. E.F. Hutton says the zone was a no-brainer. He doesn't know I think he's stubborn. I think he's a good coach. He's stubborn. As Ace Thomas Finest says, he seems to be very stubborn. Not too complicated with this. I'm going to come to your question in just a second. Do I think Udoka used the Cougs basketball style of play as a point of reference? They don't reference the Cougs style of play as much as lately as they used to. But a year or so ago, Rafael specifically But hell, some of the Rockets players mentioned the Cougs' toughness, physical style of play, and the culture, that tough culture that Kelvin Sampson and his coaches established, and that's something they wanted to bring to the Rockets. So you can see that similarity and that parallel. Ahmed asked, do we need another big to make that double bigs take more time? You got what you got right now. I mean, Jock Landale, I mean, it works in short stints. I think it will work. I'm old school. I believe in double bigs. Tall folks who know been on this show for a long time. Tall, skilled players, I'm going to take time and time again. Tall, skilled bigs, tall, skilled, physical bigs. That's my choice. June says double big will be effective against Denver and OKC. You see, June's thinking ahead to the second round. Well, Denver could be a 4-5 matchup there. It's only like a game difference among 4 teams. Denver trails Minnesota by 9 at halftime. If the Nuggets lose, they'll be tied with Memphis for a second and only a game ahead of the Rockets and only a half game ahead of the Lakers. It's going to be fun. Final 16 games. I think some teams will have 18 games left. Thrillo asked a question. Oh, no, wrong one. Excuse me. Let me get Thrillo's question first. It works because it gives the Rockets more chances to score since they aren't the most efficient scoring team. Yeah, rebound their misses. Crash those offensive boards. H-Town's finest. Are we only a superstar away from being a solid contender? You tell me. Y'all tell me that. Who do y'all think that superstar could be? Space Age says Adams shouldn't have been ejected. I didn't see it. I think I was flipping channels or working on the noon show, so I didn't see it. I just thought that they got ejected. E.F. Hutton says it's always been bigger, faster, stronger to win at sports. June says double big will limit Joker's scoring inside. E.F. Hutton says it's going back to 90s type, but with more threes. And I'm all with that too. Who is the worst matchup for the Rockets? In the playoffs in general? Probably the Lakers. They seem to do well with OKC. I was going to say that they're not going to face them though in the playoffs. The Kings. Yeah, Blizzard Man said the same thing. I was thinking that. I'm like, well, because I mean, things would have to happen for them to face the Kings in the playoffs. It have to be some upsets involved. I mean, it's not impossible, but that would be the worst. That would be the worst matchup for the Rockets. It's the Kings. June says the Warriors. Space Ace agrees, says Warriors as well. And are y'all saying that because of the experience factor? And I mean, obviously, Steph is Steph. But, Draymond Green, he'll have his ups and downs in this series. You got to play through all his nonsense and foolishness and understand it. Thrillo says it's crazy how much success the Rockets have had against the Nuggets. But yeah, let's go ahead. Well, that's one of the things I'm going to say. Kerr gets the best of Udoka. Blizzard Man says Warriors worst matchup than OKC. H-Town's finest with a painful statement right here. Assessment said the Rockets don't match up well with teams that have good guard play. Oh, man. Real Purple and Gold says the Warriors are a bad matchup because of experience and adding Mr. Butler. Not Too Complicated says the Warriors is like Peyton Manning and the Colts was to the Texans. Yeah, that wasn't good either. That was an awful matchup. All right, everybody, that'll do it. Want to get it in, get about 45 minutes of discussion here on the post-game show as we talked to Rockets winning, improving to 41-25. The Rockets have already matched their win total. With 16 games to go in the regular season, the Rockets have matched last season's win total. They won 41 games last year. They've already won 41 games this year. Next up is the Dallas Mavericks on Friday, my birthday. I turn a spry 53. The Cougs, assuming the Cougs win Thursday afternoon and beat Colorado in the Big 12 quarterfinal, they'll play Friday at 6 in the Big 12 semifinal. So if that happens, then the post-game show will be Let's Rage Cougs. Win or lose. If they lose tomorrow, which I'd be surprised if they did, but if they do, it's possible. We might have a Rockets post-game show on Friday. So one way you can find out, keep up with everything, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell so you can be notified when new shows, live stream shows are posted, and we can go forward like that. I don't do anything on my birthday, on my born day, because my March 14th is tournament time. Ideally, I'd be in Kansas City with the team, with the Cougars, but that didn't happen this year. So usually, years past, I've been at a conference tournament, so I've been out of town. I don't celebrate my birthday typically until April, honestly. So, but everyone, Ahmed, thank you for the birthday wish. Thank you. MC, thank you as well. Appreciate it. I hope that happened. The Cougs win it all in San Antonio. And for those who are watching and participating in the discussion right now on Let's Talk Houston Rockets, I've stated numerous times on the Let's Rage Cougs shows, if the Cougs win it all, if it's this year in San Antonio, whenever it happens, my buddies record it, get their smartphones out, the cameras out, because I'm going to ugly cry. I'm going to put down my credential and stop being a media person and be a Cougar alum and just lose my mind. I might do the confetti angels. Who knows what I'm going to do. And it'll be recorded for eternity, and I won't care. I might become a meme. Don't care. Because if that happens, that means the Cougs would have won the national championship. So I'm here for all of that. Everybody, thank you very much for participating in this discussion. It's always good to talk with you guys. Spread the word about these post-game shows. Spread the word about the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. I do things differently here on this show and on this channel. But the next Let's Rage Cougs will be Thursday afternoon, discussing the Cougs game against Colorado. At high noon Thursday will be the next edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover with my colleague, Miss Kenitra Pulliams. We talk Cougs, men's and women's. We talk Big 12 and Brett Yormark. So take a look at that as well. And we'll see you Thursday here on the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. Salute to everyone. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Watch your hoops safely and responsibly. And remember this, since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Peace.
Game over.